Oh, I guess we got a new intro. Marcus, was that you?
Yep, we debuted it last week. You're welcome for that, and you're welcome for the background.
Oh, that's right. You were late last week. I forgot about that.
I did not know we had an intro. All right, all right, all right, all right.
G-Rack one.
All right, all right.
That might have been the greatest movie of the 90s.
Right?
Anyway, how we doing tonight, guys? I got Dylan on my left. I got Marcus on my right. Got Rich on the bottom right. Got Jason on the bottom left. How we doing?
Doing just fine. How are you?
Good.
Hanging in there.
Yeah, they were excited to have Max Scherzer on the mound tonight, Jay.
Yeah, I know. And like Dylan said backstage, Scherzer lasted only 2 innings. The Blue Jays still, on their social media accounts, haven't disclosed why they removed him, but apparently his velocity had ticked down a lot. So, I mean, hey, until they come out with an official statement, we can only assume.
How bad is that Mookie Betts oblique injury going to be?
Okay, well, obviously, as with the Los Angeles Dodgers, you have to take every single injury report and discussion of every injury report they say with a master grain of salt, because the Dodgers are absolutely the best organization in Major League Baseball at bullshitting the severity of their injuries. For example, if Dave Roberts comes out and says, oh, he'll be fine tomorrow, he'll be back in the cage, that actually means he'll be back in a week. If Dave says a guy's going to be back in a week, that means he's going to be back in a month. Now, to answer your question directly, so Mookie apparently was quoted on the Dodgers social media accounts this morning as saying he doesn't think it's as bad as initially believed. However, with oblique strains, I have never known an oblique strain not to be serious. These are always 3 to 4 month injuries at best. You're looking at 3 months for rest, rehab, and recuperation, and then that 4th additional month to build up some at-bats on a rehab assignment down in AAA. So, considering the Dodgers don't have a very good track record of honesty and disclosure with me when it comes to their injury reports, I'm going to say on a scale of 1 to 10 for Mookie, it's probably about a 6 or a 7. Fortunately, the Dodgers have enough depth on their roster where at this point in the season, they can go without Mookie for possibly a 2, maybe even 3 month stretch. But with that being said, I'll be surprised if Mookie comes back by the end of May. More likely he comes back probably they target middle of June, end of June, somewhere around there.
Gotcha.
Is it a situation where like the Dodgers are overly cautious with guys? Because I think Blake Snow could 100% have pitched earlier. I think Ohtani could have pitched. But the Dodgers don't really care about the regular season. They just care about October.
Dylan, you're absolutely right. And Andrew Friedman does not care about the games in April, May, and June when he knows that the bulk of his reinforcements and his best players are going to come back in July, August, and September to get them down through that stretch run of the season. So you're absolutely right. And yeah, the Dodgers do play their injuries very close to the vest. That's, I think, one of the reasons why they BS their injury reports so much is because they don't want to give off this aura of, well, you know, we're breaking down, or, well, we don't know what we're doing with our medical staff. And more importantly, though, I think with Mookie, getting back to Mookie, what it also highlights is that, well, this Dodgers team is still very good. Guys, they're also old. You know, Mookie is past his prime. He's in his early to mid-30s. Freddie is in his mid-30s. Shohei is in his 30s, but still playing like he's in his 20s. And yeah, Teoscar's old too. He's no spring chicken anymore either. So what it's also showing us is that these guys, this core veteran group that they built their world championship team and dynasty in the making around, it's getting older. And so we only have a couple more years left of these guys with still some good serviceable baseball underneath their feet.
I mean, I think we heard that the Dodgers are going to go with a 6-man rotation. Is that what I'm hearing?
Eventually, they will go to a 6-man rotation, Dylan. Once they get Snell back fully healthy and some of their other starters back, then yeah, they will go to a 6-man rotation. But it won't be until later in the season because, again, they want to get all of the starters for that 6-man rotation fully healthy and ready to go. So it's going to continue to be For the moment, it's going to continue to be guys like Shohei. It's going to continue to be Glasnow. It's going to continue to be guys like Robleski and guys like, I don't know, take your pick of who else could fill out the back end of the rotation until Snell comes back. But eventually, they will go to 6-man.
Rich, I don't know what it is. I mean, do fans fans panic too much early in the season? Because I'm hearing nothing but panic from Red Sox fans saying, holy crap, all team sucks. I mean, you've seen the Red Sox line tonight. It looks, I mean, I saw a lot of these guys in JetBlue in February and March. What would be your panic if you were in Fenway?
Not there really would be. I think they're just having early season struggles. Guys are going to play. Their guys are going to come around. They're going to play well. Pitching's a little, suspect. But I think the Red Sox are going to be fine. They'll contend. They'll start hitting. You got Anthony and Duran and guys like that. They're going to be fine.
I don't know. I mean, some of these guys haven't hit. I mean, Duran's out on the lineup tonight. I mean, some of these batting averages, like Durbin is hitting 129, Meyer 185. Not that we care about batting average anymore. It's more about power. Did you see the situation with both Contreras brothers playing in the same game tonight?
Yeah. Yeah, you knew that was going to happen at some point this season because, with the way they've got the interleague play going and all that. It's kind of cool that, you had the Naylor boys playing against each other first week of the season when Cleveland was in Seattle.
In Seattle. Marcus. Are you worried about Hunter Brown's injury with the Astros? Because your team doesn't have a lot of starting pitching.
We'll be all right. We got some other talented pitchers that can fill in. Look at Imai, and it's only his second start against the A's. He only allowed 3 hits and 3 walks, and he had 9 strikeouts with no errors. So I'm comfortable with him. Lance, despite the loss yesterday, I mean, he only allowed 5 hits, 3 errors, 3 walks, and he had 4 strikeouts with his ERA at 6.75. So I'm going to be okay with him. The only ones I'm not too comfortable with right now is Mike Burrows or even Christian Javier needs a little work too. But, I mean, we still got some other good pitchers. I think we'll be all right.
And, I mean, the good news, I mean, Yordan Alvarez looks healthy. Seen him in the outfield, which is a good sign. I think. Adam, you know what this week is in fantasy? I think it's this war between you and me, right?
Yeah, my team's off to a very slow start, and I'm not into it right now.
And funny thing is, you got to root against your pitcher tomorrow night.
I don't really have to root against them. I mean, they're playing a tough team as it is, so.
I don't know. The Padres look like they couldn't hit their way out of a wet paper bag, if you ask me.
They're putting up runs right now.
5-0 tonight.
Well, it's not like you're playing Paul Skeens, though. You're playing who's
Bubba Chandler.
Okay, Bubba's talented, but he's not Paul Skeens good.
Well, no, but in Adam's defense on this one, the issue, and this is something Adam and I have talked about on our show that I've said for quite a while was my biggest concern with this team, is the bullpen. Because Bubba was fine. Bubba pitched fine. He went 4 1/3, gave up 5 hits, struck out 4. He did walk 4, but he spread them out enough it didn't make much of a difference. But the bullpen, each of the 3 pitchers that have been out there from the bullpen have given up a couple of hits. Two of the three have given up a run. You know, it doesn't help. That's the biggest problem with this team, I think, with the Pirates team. And that's what if something's going to hold them back this year, I think that's it.
I mean,
And the kid playing shortstop.
what about the guy playing center field?
I'm kidding.
You better be.
Although, what's he hitting right now, Adam?
He went over 3 today.
That means he's 1 for 12 since he came up.
Jason must be excited. What happened?
Dalton Rushing solo home run put the Dodgers on top of the Blue Jays 10-1 in the top of the 7th.
The game's a little different than the last time those teams play in Toronto, right?
Yeah, slightly different rosters for both clubs, although the Blue Jays pretty much have the nucleus of their World Series team back in this game, sort of. But I mean, there was a lot of hype for Blue Jays fans going into this one. Obviously, it was a rematch so early in the season. So suffice to say, it hasn't gone their way tonight.
No. A little different when you don't have starting pitching. And guess what? Don't have starting pitching, you can't get on winning streaks.
That is exactly right. But the Blue Jays, I think, will be there at the end. I don't know how good of a team they'll be this year versus last year, but I still think they're going to be there at the end. And I like their manager, John Schneider. I think Schneider is a really good manager. I think he's underrated for his ability to strategize in game. He says, screw the analytics, and he goes by his gut, and he goes by his knowledge and his wisdom. So that's what makes him a good manager. So yeah, they'll be there at the end, fighting for another spot in the playoffs.
You look at three of the 4 teams that were in the championship series last year. All 3 of those managers are the same style. Screw the analytics, play the game the way it's supposed to be played. You know, Roberts does it that way. Dan Wilson in Seattle does it that way, and so does Schneider. Analytics are nice, but it kind of goes to the radio analogy about rating points. I've never seen a rating point by a car. I've never seen an analytic hit a baseball. I've never seen an analytic catch a baseball.
Yeah.
It's the guys on the field that do it.
Marcus, here's an interesting question for you. Is there I don't know what it is, but like every game I see in Houston, somebody tries to hit a ball the center field and nobody can hit the ball the center field. What is it with Houston now that you got rid of Tallis Hill and now nobody can hit home runs, even though nobody could hit home runs there?
The bats wasn't hot yet. I mean, they hit 5 home runs against the A's this past weekend.
Well, you're playing in a minor league ballpark. Well, I mean, in Houston, nobody can hit a home run to straight away center field.
I guess the bats wasn't hot yet. Now they getting hot all of a sudden.
And now you're in Denver. So.
Oh, they can hit it over there. I ain't worried about Denver. I think they can hit it there too.
Yeah. Adam.
Yes, sir.
Where would you play O'Neal Cruz if you were Don Kelly, who I believe has been ejected tonight again?
Good. He's sticking up for his team. You need that firepower.
I mean, Rich, Don Kelly's been ejected at least twice in the first week and a half, right?
Good. He's sticking up
I
for
agree
his
with
team.
Adam. I agree with Adam 100%. Both times he's been thrown, it's been for legit purposes. It's not, and I mean, there will be those times where it'll be like, okay, I've got to get tossed to get this team fired up. In this particular case, I agree, Adam's 100% right. He's sticking up for his team. The umpires screwed it up. And
what happened?
Umpires don't like it. And in that case, well, they chuck the umpire.
What happened?
Or chuck the manager. I'm sorry.
I honestly don't know what happened. I don't have the
Tonight
game.
it was another case of the home plate umpire.
Oh boy.
Yeah, just like it was the other day. What was it, Friday or Saturday that he got tossed?
I think it was.
You know, the
I
home
don't
plate.
think it was the home opener, so I think it was Saturday, Rich.
So yeah, I knew it was one of those two, but yeah, I mean he's and it's not one of those cases where it's one call that leads to it. It's a buildup that I've been seeing. You know, it'll be 3-4 bad calls in like 2 innings.
Oh,
And
and wasn't Don Kelly ejected for like the umpire look into the dugout? And I'm like,
the
what?
other day, you mean?
No, tonight.
I don't think so. I gotta double check that one because I didn't see that part of it.
Huh.
By the way, for those that are keeping track, it is still 5-0 Padres. But I can definitely look at that.
You know, well, what? Not even 2 weeks into the start of baseball season, loads of time to go. One big change we've seen is the automatic ball strike system, and you know there've been some good things, bad things, and if you're CB Buckner, you probably want to hide on. You probably want to forget about the first 2 weeks of the baseball season.
You know the ABS system, Dylan. It's going to be it's going to be an experiment all season long, and I kind of equate it to the pitch clock in a way. Even though they're both different forms of technology, when the pitch clock, I compare them because when the pitch clock first came out, all the skeptics thought, well, this is going to be the end of Major League Baseball. We're going to have so many guys getting flagged for this. We're going to have so many miscommunications, and we've seen now that the pitch clock, it's great. It's been great for the game, and it's been utilized the right way. The managers and the coaches and the players are comfortable with it now. The umpires are comfortable with it now. The ABS system is going to be the same way in that it's going to be a little rocky to begin with. But I think once the umpires get used to it, once the players and the managers and the coaches are more familiar with when to use it and at what times, I think then it will become more comfortable for everybody. Bottom line, the main arguments against it are, well, it usurps the umpire's authority for calling balls and strikes. And while I'm all for the human element of the game, my feeling is this. Over the last 10 to 15 years, we have seen some very poor, inconsistent calling of balls and strikes by umpires. And so for people like CB Buckner and Richie Garcia, the head of the umpires union, who constantly bicker, complain about the system, well, you know what? My response to them is, well, why don't you train your umpires a little bit better? Now, I know the strike zone changes based on also where a batter stands in the box, how far or how close he is to home plate, how far up or how far back he stands in the box. But still, we have seen a lot of games decided by some very terrible calls. And so the system was put into place not to expose the umpires, but actually to help them. So if that's what it takes to let them know, hey, you guys need to do a better job, I'm all for it. And so far
Jace,
right now, yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I thought you were finished. Go ahead.
Just my last thought here, Big Rich. I'm sorry, I'm pontificating.
You're good.
My last thought. My last thought on the ABS is, I think right now, as an experiment, it's going fairly well. I think the 2 challenge limit is good. I think they're sticking to that. And if the umpires continue to get pissed about it, oh well, too bad, so sad. It's the rule. Get used to it. It's here to stay.
I think it's going to suck about it. Oh, sorry, Rich. I thought
you're okay. The strike zone doesn't move. The strike zone never moves. It is there. It doesn't matter if you're close to the plate, back from the plate, up in the box, back in the box. It's still pits to knees. It's still 17 inches wide. The plate doesn't change, but the strike zone on the ABS system in that box never changes, which is the problem. Because if O'Neill Cruz is up there, he has a much bigger strike zone than somebody like Jose Altuve. And that box doesn't change. So if they make an ABS call, It doesn't change. It also doesn't count for the depth. Jacob deGrom threw a slider tonight that they made a call on. That when it crossed, it can't. The strike call is when it crosses the plate, when it crosses the back of the plate. Okay, pitch was a strike when it crossed home plate. When it got into the dirt, it went down out of the strike zone. Umpire called it a ball. ABS agreed with it. They showed the replay. It was right at the guy's knees on the inside corner. Then it hit the dirt. It was a strike until it hit the ground behind home plate. ABS doesn't compensate for that stuff, which, like you were saying, Jace, fine tune, work on the system, that kind of deal. They've got to work on that. That's, the umpires being butthurt about it. I don't care. That's neither here nor there. But they've got to work on the system itself and get it to fine tune itself.
This one got me. This one got me the other day. I don't know if it must have been yesterday when they called strike 3, and then the batter still had one. The team still had one challenge left, so he challenged it anyway, and they got called a ball. But I mean, he still struck him out anyway. But imagine watching the World Series and you're down to 3. You're down to a 2-2 count, and the umpire called it strike 3, and you can't celebrate yet because he's going to challenge.
Right.
And that's where it's really going to get interesting, is how the ABS system is implemented in postseason play, and I haven't heard anything yet, but it makes me wonder that once the playoffs roll around, will MLB alter the rules a little bit? Meaning, will they drop it down from 2 challenges to 1? Or I don't know, but you're right, Adam. You bring up a good point, because if the ABS system goes against a team in the postseason, that can be just as disastrous as an umpire making a wrong call on a pitch that he shouldn't have made to decide a Game 6 or a Game 7 potential clincher.
I mean, we even saw in the World Baseball Classic where there was a pitch that was way low that ended the game. Well, if that had been EBS, he all gets another chance.
Well, but there should be no change between postseason and regular season. This stuff of changing the rules when we go to the postseason makes no sense. You play 162 games one way.
They get rid of the ghost runner in extra innings.
I understand this, but you play 162 games this way. It's like saying, okay, we're going to play 9 innings for 162 games, and then we're going to play 7 for the playoffs. You're completely changing everything with the way the game's played, the way the game is coached, the way it's managed, the way it's executed. You're changing all that stuff. Why? Why not just keep it?
I didn't say they were going to. I just said I would be surprised if they didn't make changes to it. If they
No, I know. I know you didn't. Yeah, I know you did.
Marcus, I've got a question. What would be a strike 3 call? If you were,
Jeremy, I hope you feel better too. I saw you're sick. I know he's watching.
Oh yeah. Hey, Jeremy.
What was this question?
Yeah,
now?
definitely.
Strike 3 call.
Marcus, if you were an umpire and you could ring up somebody on a cold third strike, what would your call be?
Oh man. Like, I guess if they run outside the lane too much, I'll roll that an out.
No, I mean, if you were the home plate umpire and the pitch is right down the middle and you get to call somebody out on a cold third strike, what would your call be?
Wait. Strike 3, you're out, motherfucker. That'd be me.
Ooh. I'm not sure the Umpire Association will want you saying it.
I'll just say like Ace Ventura. You're out of here.
Sounds like you need some of that Vicks rub, dude, and some like vapor inhaler stuff.
What's that commercial that Johnny Bench did back a few years ago?
Blue Emu.
Yeah, baby, Marcus, you might need some Blue Emu.
That's Jeremy.
Yeah.
Jeremy's the one that can't breathe.
Oh,
No, I can tell you this, man. Mary got a humidifier that she can put Vicks in. The Vicks Vapo Rub, that Vaseline type stuff. And man, I'll tell you what, you talk about clearing out your sinuses. Holy crap.
That good stuff.
Oh, phenomenal.
Yeah.
It'll clear out the whole house.
oh,
If you position it right, you'll clear out the whole freaking house. By the way, we were talking about a minute ago about Kelly. It was the same thing it was the first time he got ejected, which was a check swing call with the bases loaded, 2 out, and it was a bad check swing call. They rung the guy up, and I just saw the replay, and it wasn't even close. It was a check swing, no question, and he rung it up. So that's what Kelly came out arguing about.
By
Yeah,
the way,
Blue Emus for the sore muscles, but that Vicks Vapo Rub stuff and that humidifier, because Vicks makes a humidifier.
Oh, they do now?
Yeah, they do. It's like CVS and Walmart and places like that have it. Non-paid endorsement. Oh, you got one at your house too, huh?
Yes, sir, I do, and that I can attest to that, man. It works wonders.
Love the Star Wars poster, by the way.
Oh, thank you much.
It's like one of those ones you go to a Comic-Con or something with to get autographed.
Ordered it
With that
online.
space in the bottom left.
Yeah, I ordered it on Amazon for like $10. Got a deal on it. Pretty cool.
There you go.
Empire Strikes Back's the best one ever.
I agree. I actually have movie posters for all 3 of the original films, but this is the only one that I have framed so far. I got to find more wall space for the other one.
Jay, you should get the Grunt Style shirt. The FAFO, and the O is in the shape of the Death Star.
I'll do
it.
The only FAFO shirt I want is Brock Lesnar's new FAF5 shirt.
Brock Lesnar.
FAF5. What was that? Wait, that was Heyman came out saying that the other day, didn't he?
Yeah, and that's when Brock came back, and then they started this build-up with they're having a contract signing tonight for it.
Yep.
And no, I'm not. They're in Houston tonight, and I'm not there, but it's okay. I'll be there in September for Money in the Bank when they go to New Orleans.
Oh, you are going to New Orleans?
Yeah, wait. Whenever they want to fucking put the tickets on sale, and they still are not on sale yet. So it makes me wonder what is going on.
They don't like New Orleans, Marcus. You should know this by them taking away WrestleMania.
Well, they might give it back to us for next year because of the war going on in the Middle East, according to Jonathan Coachman.
Yeah, we both did pretty well the other night.
Yeah, and I immediately
With our
uploaded it
picks.
on audio platforms, and I went 6-1 in my picks.
I think I went 5-2.
The only match I lost was the tag titles. The Vanity Project retained against Los Americanos. Saturday morning, same time, 10 a.m. I don't really have nothing WWE related to talk about. The only thing we'll predict is TNA Rebellion, and we're going to predict Tyson Fury versus Arzin Black Makhmadov, as they fight Saturday too.
Gotcha. Adam, check your phone.
I did. Are we good?
Okay.
We ready to get back on topic, boys?
Yep.
Go for it, man. Your show. Go for it.
Rich, can the Rangers find a closer?
I'm playing
Your lips to God's ears, buddy. On their current staff, no. It will be piecemeal at best. The only guy that I can see on this current pitching staff that might have a shot at it, and I don't know if they're willing to give up on him being a starter, is Kumar Rocker. Kumar Rocker has the stuff to be a closer, but I just don't know, and it doesn't make sense why they wouldn't put Jacob Latz in as the 5, move Rocker to the bullpen, and see what they can get out of him. And I wouldn't be surprised if Schumacher doesn't do that here in a little while. Garcia ain't it. Martin ain't it. Beeks sure as hell ain't it. Unless they make a move, they don't have one on this roster, Adam. They really straight out don't.
Are they going to make a move for one, or what about down in AAA? Or is there
Well, if
anyone
they don't have
is
one-
there anyone in the depth chart that's like even close?
I don't think so. I really don't. They're going to have to make a move at the trade deadline.
Even probably sounds like before that.
Well, yeah. I mean, unless they move Rocker back there, and he does halfway decent with it. But I think you're right. You know, they need to make a move, get a guy in there. There's a guy that's running around. I don't think he's signed. I'd have to double check and look. That could probably, if he did extended spring training, be very fine. And that's David Robertson.
David Robinson retired. David Robinson retired.
Well, I'd still pick up the phone. Yeah, I mean he's 40, but I mean hell, he can give you an inning.
At least you would hope, right?
You would think. I mean, he's got to be better than what you had. I mean, Jason, hell, if you want to get rid of Kirby Yates, we'll take him back for a minute because he got to be better than what we've got.
Hey, Kirby Yates is on the Angels right now, so you can take him, man.
That's right. I forgot he went to the Angels.
Well, you know, you're in the right area, LA.
Yeah.
He's just 35 miles down the I-5.
Only 8 hours away, right, Jay?
Yep, that's right.
They've had 3 or 4 pretty good closers over the last, group of years. And they're either hurt or they let them go. Josh Spores is not ready to come back yet. From what I'm hearing, it'll at least be after the All-Star break when he comes back. Now, he could be their closer. But by the time he's coming off of 2 shoulder surgeries, if he does anything this season, it ain't going to be much. 2027, he may be their closer. They had Robertson, they had Yates, they had Aroldis Chapman. They're all pitching for other teams. So, the only difference between them and the Pirates when it comes to their bullpen is the Pirates actually have a closer.
Mark, Dylan hit on the rotation of Hunter Brown being out. How long do you think he's going to be out? It says 15 days, but I'm reading up on this injury. It sounds like it might be a little longer.
I'm just hearing about the injury. I'm trying to see what is the injury. I could probably give you an estimate, my opinion. I don't think it's the hand, huh? Hand or the shoulder?
Something like, yeah, I think that's what it was.
Maybe like, I'll say 2.5 weeks. The most. No more than probably
it's a shoulder
10
strain.
days.
Shoulder strain. Which a strain is a partial tear, by the way.
I mean, those can heal up pretty quick too, but probably no more than like 2.5 weeks. Depends how serious. If it has to require surgery or not. If it don't, he could be back by the end of the month or early May. He could be back. But like I said, I mean, we still got a whole stack of pitchers. We can like fill the void, Tatsuya Imai, Christian Javier, Mike Burrows, Brian Abreu, Odoku.
I'll get into that later.
What?
I'm
not naming everybody. I'm just telling you who I can name.
You want Tampa Bay, Dylan,
all
or what? What team do you want?
Any.
I'm giving you Tampa. Even though I'm not prepared for Tampa tonight. Jay, I was going to ask you about your pitching woes, if you want to touch on that again. I know you get Blake Snell back to at least late May, it says now.
Yeah, so kind of an update on that.
And Gavin Stone also went to the 60-day IL too.
Yeah. Stone's on the 60-day IL. He was just transferred there. He's probably not going to be back before the All-Star break. As far as Blake Snell is concerned, according to the Dodgers brass, meaning Dave Roberts and the like, they're ready to advance him to facing live hitters, but he's still in Arizona, fine-tuning a lot of things with his shoulder. So, I mean, he's making progress, but not enough to where they're going to activate him by the end of the month or even maybe the end of next month. So with Snell, it's still going to take a little bit of time. He and Stone are really the only two starters that are bitten with the injury bug right now. The rest of their pitching problems with injuries come in their bullpen. I mean, Brock Stewart is still injured. Evan Phillips is not going to be back until after the All-Star break. Brusdar Graterol, who knows? And then that guy they got before the start of the season off waivers or in the trade with the Yankees, Jake Cousins, he's on the injured list. So, yeah, as always with the Dodgers, it's injuries and pitching. That's the one trademark of this franchise. So it is what it is, but got to deal with it.
Okay. Marcus or Dylan, what about
Yes.
your Tampa Bay Rays early bullpen woes?
Well, by the way, the Rays finally played their first game at Tropicana Field since Hurricane Milton destroyed the stadium.
How many days?
They have a roof up or it's open?
It's
Roof.
How many days, Dylan? Since the last game played there.
Has it been about a year and a half?
560.
Something like that.
561.
Darn it! Darn it!
That was
Darn it!
Wah, wah. No, okay.
So can the bullpen recover, Dylan? There's some inconsistency in there. What do you think?
I mean, I think it's too early to figure out everything. Plus, we know the Rays change everything. I think the key with Tampa is just going to be keeping Shane McClanahan healthy. The offense, for whatever reason, hasn't looked great. The lineup hasn't looked great. I mean, Diaz is doing his thing. Cameron Ayers not really hit yet, but that's going to change. It's made some bad errors at third base this year, so.
Jeremy, you can update us with the score if you'd like.
29-25, Michigan.
Yeah, it's a hell of a game so far. I've been enjoying it. I was so glad that UCLA took down Dawn Staley in South Carolina despite everything with Gino going on right now. So glad.
I was kind of disappointed Arizona didn't win because then it could have been me and Jeremy facing off in our brackets.
Who the fuck's lying? Who the fuck
So,
is
who wins?
this
Who
dude?
wins?
Who is this
after
Michael
all
Lum
this?
Who's this Michael Lum dude?
Malone coached the Nuggets when Devin won the 2023 NBA title.
No, the guy in the comments. I have no idea.
Oh,
Is that one of my guys?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Stop lying.
It ain't even halftime yet. I thought it was halftime.
I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, all God haters. I got some myself. Don't worry.
I was just curious. I didn't know who he was.
I don't know if he came into my golf streams or not yesterday or today.
I don't care. You're gonna stir up the pot. Stir up the pot.
Ooh, I got one for you.
What you got?
I want a bold prediction. Position player and pitcher who will be dealt by the trade deadline. Go around the room. Let me think. Marcus.
What's
go
Detroit's
first.
record? I mean, are they in first place or
Yeah, okay.
are they tailing towards the end? I mean, if
Hmm,
who the
let me
fuck?
think. Tampa's 5-5. I mean, they're 2.5 back from the Yankees, but it's early in the year.
Are you talking about the Tigers? You said Detroit.
Detroit's 4-5. game back the Guardians, but the season is still young.
The Astros are 6-4.
Wait,
and
wasn't your
first in the
question
AL
would you
West.
wasn't your question who Detroit would trade at the deadline?
No. Name me a no. The question is, name me a bold prediction of a position player and bat who will get traded.
What scenarios are we under?
Of any team, it could be any team.
I don't think your question is. I don't know. Someone else take over this part. I'm asking for
I
scenarios.
think it's
on,
way
like,
too early. It's going to be way too early to think about trade deadline stuff, but
That's why I was asking
we just
for
got to see
records.
what's going to happen.
That's why I was asking for record scenarios.
I mean, hypothetically, I've got two in mind. I think there's a very good chance Sandy Alcantara is going to be on the move because he's been great to start the year. Complete game shutout. Sure was against the pitiful White Sox, but you know what? Shutouts are shutouts, and if Sandy's healthy, I think he'd be a really interesting game 1, game 2 starter. Goes deep in games. I mean, how are you looking Toronto right now?
Well,
How do you look-
but Miami's already said he's not. I mean, he's been on
not trading
there's
him.
been teams making offers for him the last 3 years.
4
And
years.
they've said he's not in trade. He's not open. He's not going to be traded. They're building the team around him.
I don't
They need
think
him working
Contreras
with
going
guys like
anywhere.
Yuri Perez and guys like that.
I think Contreras is the voice of that locker room right now.
They're doing. I don't remember who it was that said it last season. It was one of this group on open mic. One of our guys. For some reason, Rav's sticking in my head, but I may be wrong.
No, I think
That
he was
Miami
talking about it.
That Miami was just taking the team and building it the way it's supposed to be built as a young team from the absolute beginning, getting one centerpiece in Alcantara and building off of that and just taking all these young kids and letting them make mistakes and all that. And as they're growing, they're getting better. And that's what's happening. That's exactly what's happening. And they very well might scare the wild card this year.
By the way, it is Michigan 33, UConn 29 at recess.
Rich,
2.6
I agree
seconds
with you.
left at the half.
I agree
Say
with
again,
you.
Adam?
I agree with you. I think Contreras is not going anywhere, and with the way if they can keep playing as a gelled team, they're going to make the playoffs.
Especially if Stowers can start hitting.
Well,
I like
Stowers
him.
is hurt.
I don't know what you guys think, man. Kyle Stowers can play.
So can Owen Casey.
That was a good move. That was a real good move.
For both teams, and Cabrera was great for the Cubs against the Guardians yesterday. By the way, I think position player wise, I think Byron Buxton's going to get moved because Twins don't have, and because literally the Twins are dead. I mean, and Byron Buxton, I mean, I don't know about you, Jason, but Byron Buxton looks pretty decent in LA, if you ask me.
Buxton won't go to LA. I mean, with Tucker and right and Pajas in center and Teo in left, unless that outfield gets depleted by injuries and those guys miss significant time, he's not going anywhere. And the Dodgers have a wealth of outfield prospects at AAA that they can call up in case of a lot of injuries. I mean, James Tibbs right now is raking down at AAA Oklahoma City. Zach Earhart is playing really well right now, hitting the ball real well. Pittsburgh Pirate legend Jack Sawinski, Big Rich, he's there also. So
I
Yeah.
hope
Teddy
he goes
bears?
40-40 for you guys. I hope he goes 40-40 for you guys.
Thanks. So yeah, Dylan, I don't see Buxton getting
My
traded
son
to
wanted
the
a Jack
Dodgers.
Sawinski jersey and started laughing. He's
Yeah,
like, I just want it for shits and giggles.
I mean, I agree Buxton would look great in Dodger blue, but just the makeup of their roster, they don't need him when they have all that depth, especially down at AAA.
Gotcha.
Oh, I've got one for everybody. What is the worst rule in Major League Baseball right now?
The worst rule in Major League Baseball?
Yes.
Worst rule in Major League Baseball. It can be any rule?
Yes.
I'd have to give that some more thought. Somebody else want to go first?
I'll go first.
Go
Ghost
ahead,
Runner.
man. I'm glad
Ghost
somebody
Runner.
else said that.
Okay, yeah, the Ghost Runner.
That's
pretty
obviously
bad.
that's your only answer. That's your only answer, basically.
It's so dumb.
If I can add anything extra, the pitching clock's I mean, I didn't like the pitching clock at first, but now it's like I don't mind it because they don't take forever to throw the damn ball. But I feel like you should give them more than 30 seconds. Give them like at least 60 minute to throw the ball, so they're not rushed and under pressure. But other than that, yeah, the Ghost Runner is the number one thing for me.
I wouldn't give him that long, but I think it's stupid that you can only throw over to first or throw to a base twice. It's just a stupid rule.
Right, because now they're getting that pure jump on that third. And after 2 attempts, that is the dumbest rule.
I would love
That
to know
is.
you. Well, while everyone else goes across the screen, I would love to know the dumbest rule in the NFL. I don't even know that one.
I have.
That's easy. That's the easiest question you could possibly ask, Toss.
Let me guess.
The rule that
The
you
kickoff
can't
rule?
breathe on the quarterback. No, the rule that you can't breathe on the quarterback without getting a flag.
I've got one in terms of a bad baseball rule. How about the baseline rule?
Which baseline rule?
Down heading to first.
Again, which baseline rule? The fact that you have to stay between the lines whenever you're on a bunt, or the fact of making the turn at first, or which baseline rule?
Or trying to avoid a tag, or maybe even just staying within 3 feet of the bases and a rundown. I mean, there are too many confusions.
Well, and see, the 3-foot rule is actually a misnomer. That's not the way the rule is written in Major League Baseball. The rule is written that it is an arm's reach. You cannot go more than an arm's reach either side of the baseline. So where the fielder is looked at as the baseline. You cannot go more than an arm's reach outside the fielder and still be considered in the baseline. Not necessarily 3 feet. But it is a dumb rule.
Oh my gosh. Rich, who was our third baseman before Key Brian Hayes?
Triolo? No. Before Key Brian?
Yeah. We gotten that rundown from second to third. And he definitely ran out of the baseline, but they called him safe.
Oh, crap.
Yeah, that's what I said, crap. And I don't want to research it because I want my brain to think a little bit.
Join us Wednesday. We'll come up with the answer by Wednesday.
Okay.
Dude,
I cannot remember his name for the life of me.
That was 20.
I didn't know we had
It
a
had to
20
have been like 2016.
Adam, do you want an update on the scores tonight?
No, we're trying to think of this guy.
Because Hayes joined the Pirates in 20, so this would have been 2019.
Jay, do you remember that play?
No, not really. Sorry.
Wow. Oh, yeah, I think this one I have to wait.
Colin Moran
No.
or Jung Ho Kong.
Jung Ho Gong, I think, was their starter at third base coming out of spring training, but I don't think he held the position for the whole season.
Right?
No,
Didn't he get the
Colin
didn't he
Moran
get the
took
DUI?
over.
Didn't he get the DUI early in the season or something?
Right,
so.
and then
No,
Colin
are you
Moran
thinking?
took
Are
over.
you thinking of the Korean guy?
No.
I just
That's
said his
Jung
name.
Ho
Jung Ho
Kong, yeah. But no, when he got arrested and they cut him loose, Colin Moran took over at third.
That
The
was
legendary.
the guy with the big beard.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that
Fit
was
in-
Colin Moran. Yeah.
He fit in well at the Pirate, but that wasn't Colin Moran that got in that rundown. Maybe he didn't play third.
It would have been Adam Frazier that was in that rundown.
No, it wasn't that.
Holy cow! You seen the pictures at Talcott Field tonight? Looks like they're playing at Oakland Coliseum without fewer people at the
It
stadium.
wasn't Cole Tucker, was it? Or Kevin Newman?
No.
Excuse me.
No, I'm researching it.
You know, say outside of them, Eric Gonzalez and Jose Ozuna, that's pretty much the whole infield because it wasn't Josh Bell. That I know.
Oh, I've got one for you guys. What is the worst weather you have
Josh
seen?
Harrison.
Oh, Jay Hay.
What's
Sorry,
the
go ahead.
What's the worst weather you guys have seen, either personally or on TV at any baseball game?
What's what?
Baseball game?
Yeah.
Talent?
I mean, I've seen him play in
No,
snow
weather.
a couple of times.
Weather.
I've seen him play in snow a couple of times.
Well, I remember, Dylan, when I went to Wrigley Field in 2006 to watch the Dodgers play the Cubs. This was in the end of April, and it was a 65-degree day in Chicago, which you say to yourself, okay, awesome, wonderful weather. But the freaking wind chill that came in off Lake Michigan was like negative 5 fucking degrees. And of course, me being from California, I wore my shorts and a t-shirt and my Dodger hat, so I was freezing my nuts off by the third inning.
Did you buy a Cubs sweatshirt, Jay? Did you break down? Did you buy a Cubs sweatshirt?
I did. I bought a hoodie, baby. But no, seriously, it was a beautiful sunny day at Wrigley, 65 degrees, but the wind chill was so freaking cold that within 3 minutes after the game started, everybody bundled up. These Cubs fans next to me are laughing their butts off because they knew I wasn't from Chicago, and so that was the worst weather I ever experienced in terms of cold. So that's my story.
Marcus, what's the worst weather you have seen, whether personally or on TV?
Personally, well, shockingly, I have never, and the mark means ever, attended a baseball game in the rain. Shockingly, I've been to cold games at the start of February, only for college baseball. I don't ever really have to worry about Astro games because we have a roof. But the worst game I've ever been to weather-wise, I went down to Corpus while I was on vacation, and I went to the iconic, historic Whataburger Field to go to my first minor league game. I watched the Corpus Christi Hooks play El Paso, which I forgot what their team name was. It was a snake or something. The game started, I think it's 7:30, 7:40, and this is South Texas now. Have you ever been to, I don't know who's got the worst weather in Texas when it comes to heat. West or south, they're pretty much the same to me. It was 104 degrees at the first pitch. And by the time the moonlight hit, the lowest it got was 85 degrees. So that was the hottest baseball game I've ever attended in my life. And Rich can tell you all about weather in South Texas.
Yeah. Yeah.
He said that like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it sucks. I don't know what's worse,
Yeah.
West Texas or South. They're pretty much the same to me.
Jay, I did the same thing
You're right.
for a Cleveland game as you did. I had to buy a Cleveland sweatshirt, which I didn't mind, but
Well, see, we got lucky on ours. I think I told this story on open mic, so pardon me if you guys have heard this before. My wife and I's anniversary, and one of her favorite players of all time is Yu Darvish. So the Cubs were playing the Rangers opening series in Arlington on our anniversary weekend. So we went to Shreveport, did, the usual casino thing out there because you can't do that in Texas. Went and did that Friday. And then Saturday we were driving in. It's about a 4.5 hour drive to Arlington for the game. And it was nice weather when we left and everything. We didn't really bring a whole lot of stuff with us, but it is March in Texas, right? If you don't like the weather, wait half an hour. So I had gotten us really good seats. I don't know how I lucked out into them. They were like 9th row up off the field, right behind home plate. Got them for like $80 on StubHub, $80-$90. And we get out there, and it's about 50 degrees, and the wind is blowing straight over the center field wall. Coming straight over home plate. We're freezing our butts off. I had a jacket that I had brought with me. My wife didn't. So we're talking about going to the gift shop, right? So we end up going to the gift shop, find the thickest hoodie possible to get for her. And we sat there for like 2 innings. And fortunately, with the Rangers at that time, you got tickets to this. When you got tickets in that level, you also had access to this thing called the Jack Daniels 07 Club. And we went in there and watched the rest of the game in the warm comfort of the club up there, because we weren't dealing with that crap anymore. But they had a crowd of several, because you could literally, you could watch the frostbite just rolling around the stadium. So yeah, I fully understand what you guys are saying.
Adam.
Frostbite in South Texas.
Well, this was in Arlington. That's North Texas.
Yeah, I guess
you got to understand something, guys. In Texas, you can have all 4 seasons in the same day.
Do you remember the game in Cleveland? I think it was 2020 where they had all kinds of weather.
Yeah, what?
They had all kinds of weather. I think it was that Raiders-Browns game in 2020. Well, the Raiders...
2020, that means there was no one at the game.
There were a few people.
Can't be. It was during COVID.
Correct.
Right.
Oh, correction. They played
The Raiders and Browns.
Game I went to.
Or Dolphins. It was windy.
Anybody remember the Steelers-Dolphins game? I think it was 1918, something like that.
I was at that game.
2007.
When the hurricane hit and it was like 6 inches of rain on the turf.
That was 2007. Monday Night Mud.
I was in Pittsburgh.
And ended up, what was it, 3-0 or 6-0 or something like that?
That's where the ball got stuck on a punt, right?
Yeah. Yep. Hit the ground.
Lowest scoring Monday night game in history. Adam, what's your worst weather baseball adventure?
I had the same experience as Jay, but I was in Cleveland.
Okay. I got two. One where literally it was like 55, 60 degrees, and I was stupid enough not to wear a jacket, and we have our windows open at JetBlue, and that wind was blowing in, and we could feel it. And I think a couple days later, the wind was blowing like 30 miles an hour in, and Vladdy Jr. hit a ball that on a normal day would have gone out, and literally the ball just went into the wind. And then this past March, our game was stopped in like the 6th inning, and it literally looked like one of those Florida thunderstorms, Florida, Texas, or Louisiana thunderstorms. So it just dumped on rain, and I mean, there was no way anybody would play. Like it went from nothing, like sunny, great day for baseball, to rain in no time. Not fun, right?
Right.
Who's got a choo-choo cell phone?
That would be me.
Okay, I have one too.
I'm on silent, so
I am
Sorry,
too.
guys.
Oh,
That's a little tribute to my dad.
choo-choo. Well, I mean, you have a choo-choo train at your stadium, Marcus.
Rich,
don't hate on
how
our
would you
train.
say your DH and your leadoff spots are doing?
Say again.
Your leadoff spots and your DH, how would you say they're doing this year, since they are all new people?
Well, Nimmo
Oh,
was
my.
playing really well, which I kind of expected. I like Brandon Nimmo. I thought that was. I hated seeing Marcus Semien go, but I loved Brandon Nimmo coming over. He's a little bit of a more experienced guy. He's more solid in the outfield, and him and Wright makes a difference over Adolis Garcia. Plus, he's going to hit a whole heck of a lot better. He may not hit as many home runs. Well, he'll hit probably more home runs than Adolis did last year. Nimmo's not a home run hitter, but he'll get on a hell of a lot more. When you're running Langford, Carter, and Nimmo in the outfield, I'm plenty good with that. And he's been the leadoff hitter most of the time. And here this season, he can get on base. He can walk. He'll take pitches. This weekend, I saw a stat that it was either the Saturday or the Sunday game. He saw 25 pitches in his at bats. Just him alone.
And one at
25
bat
pitches in his his at bats for the whole game.
Throughout the game. Okay.
Yeah, but 25 pitches. There's a lot of guys that don't see 25 pitches in a week because they're swinging, right off the go and all that. So yeah, I mean, Nimmo will definitely
That's
work
for sure.
a walk. He'll definitely work a pitcher. So I like it. I do. I think it's a good move. The biggest thing they've got to do is get that third base spot hitting. I really love what Jake Berger's doing too.
Oh, I've got a question for you guys. Everybody wants to be Shohei Ohtani, Paul Skeens, Terry Schoolboy, Eric Jones. But there are some great what could have been players. Name me a couple of your favorite what could have been players. Players with all the talent, but for whatever reason couldn't put it together, whether it be injury, whether it be something between the ears, or just unluckiness.
Is that like recent memory, Dylan, or can we go back into the archives?
You can go back into the archives as far as you want.
I'm going to start off this one. I seem to recall back, I think it was in 1990, when the Atlanta Braves passed on drafting a pitcher by the name of Todd Van Poppel, who was later selected by the then Oakland Athletics in that draft. The reason why the Braves passed on Todd Van Poppel and ended up taking some guy by the name of Chipper Jones in that draft ahead of him is because they had concerns about Van Poppel's mechanics, his delivery, his ability to stay healthy. Van Poppel was at that time, I think, the highest rated pitching prospect going into the draft in that year. And even though Van Poppel was able to salvage some of his career by becoming a fairly serviceable middle relief arm toward Rich with your Texas Rangers, especially in the middle stages to end stages of his career, he never turned out to be the next Nolan Ryan. He never turned out to be the next J.R. Richard. And all Chipper Jones did was become one of the top 5 greatest switch hitters in the history of baseball and move himself on to the Hall of Fame. And Stan Kasten, even went on record as saying, look, we believed in Van Poppel, but we had serious concerns about him, and that's why we didn't draft him. And sure enough, it just never worked out. So Van Poppel had all that talent, but it just couldn't harness, and he ended up becoming one of the biggest draft busts in history. Go ahead, Rich.
I can footnote that. He went to Arlington Martin High School.
Okay.
He graduated 2 years after me. I played against him in high school.
You just dated yourself, Big Rich.
Played against him in high school. We were the only team in the district to beat him his sophomore year.
No kidding.
Yeah, we were. I mean, when it was high school ball, he threw cheese. I do have a hit off of him. A couple of our guys owned him, to be perfectly honest.
No kidding.
Yeah, we had a couple of guys that just owned him. Our shortstop, a guy named Jason Agee, I think he hit like 600, but he was one of those slap hitters.
Yeah,
he just drop one over the shortstop's head, or that kind of thing, and he flew. So there was no, if he hit it on the ground, you weren't throwing him out. But yeah, and all the talk was, he was going to be the number 1 pick. He was going to be this, and his head went, which was another of the reasons why the Braves didn't take him too, because his head was bigger than the stadium. And when he got drafted by Oakland, I mean, and then they bring him up too fast, blows his arm.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. That's a big I had 2 what could have beens in my area, because right across Highway 360 at South Grand Prairie High School was a kid that wore number 34 for the Chicago Cubs named Kerry Wood, who struck out 20 in a game. Never played against him. I was already out. He came in as a freshman the year after I graduated. But yeah, Kerry Wood's another one, man. All the talent in the world, threw awesome cheese.
Yep.
But the injuries got him, and Mark Pryor both. Just imagine what the Cubs staff could have been like if those 2 guys would have stayed healthy.
And Mark Pryor is a legend in SoCal baseball because he's from Lomita in Southern California, was dominant at USC. And and Big Rich, I remember watching Kerry Wood's introductory game, that 20 strikeout game, and I thought that was just going to be the cherry on the icing. So, and I got to say, the shoulder injuries, I feel bad for Kerry, because he really could have been one of the greats, but he just couldn't stay healthy and could just never recover.
The worst part of it is he was the exact opposite kid of Todd Van Poppel. When it came to the attitude and that kind of stuff, he was super, super mellow. He was real unassuming. He went out there, he worked hard. He did everything he could, and it broke his heart. It really did. Because you would see him working out with South Grand Prairie's baseball team when he was doing his rehab and all that kind of deal. Yeah. And you could just see it was breaking his heart. It really was.
Ah, man, that sucks. So that's mine, Dylan. What's yours?
Marcus.
Okay. Do you want to hear the what if from my team, a heartbreaking what if, or top shelf what if?
All of the above, if need be.
Ken Griffey Jr., if he would have stayed healthy.
Probably hitting 800 home runs.
Yeah.
Now, That's all I gotta say. I know he had some issues, but heartbreaking. What if this is like if it was around my time? Because I had potential in this guy to be something, but he tragically passed away at such a young age. Jose Fernandez for the Marlins.
Oof.
Oh, good one. Good one.
I was actually
Yeah.
I was actually on the East Coast when he died. In that boat
And then
accident.
last but not least, Houston Astros legend who his career got short due to a stroke, and unfortunately,
J.R.
he died
Richard?
on my birthday 5 years ago. J.R. Richard. I
J.R.
heard
Richard,
stories
yeah.
about him, how good he was, till he had that stroke, and then he died on my birthday 5 years ago. So that was a stab to the fucking heart for as being an Astros fan. And but at least he's in the Hall of Fame. I wish they need to retire his jersey, but they never did.
Yeah, J.R.
Well, and he
Richard.
became a college pitching coach later on in
And
his
he's a
life
Louisiana,
because
and he's a
Yeah.
Louisiana native.
he
He's from
he was the pitching coach for Texas State, and we're sitting up in the booth one night. They were at Baylor, and our play-by-play guy, he looks at me and he goes, "Why does this guy looking in the dugout look so familiar?" I said, "What are you talking about?" And they showed on the Baylor Vision thing on the jumbotron, and they were shooting in the dugout, and I said, "Well, it's real simple. It's because it's J.R. Richard." And he went, "No." I said, "Yeah, it's J.R. Richard. How could you possibly not notice J.R. Richard? The man's 6'8", that kind of deal." And he's like, "No." I said, "Go down there and check." This was during pregame. So he went down and got an interview with him while he was down. Came back up and we aired an interview with J.R. Richard. But yeah, he coached a lot of college ball once he got his life back together. He coached a lot of college ball.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what else is heartbreaking. Allowing 8 freaking runs in the bottom of the 5th. It's now 8-3 Rockies.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Hey, Colorado, I mean, you never know. The White Sox swept Toronto.
Gotta win in Denver.
Can I say Mario?
They're going to win some games.
Can I say Mario Lemieux?
Then McCullers is pitching tonight.
No, it's gotta be baseball. It's gotta be baseball related.
Well, I do have to fly.
That's my 3 right there. Well, y'all have anything on Suarez? I mean, he was 24 when he died.
Who's that now?
Jose Suarez from the Marlins.
You mean Fernandez?
No, Fernandez.
Oh, Jose Fernandez was going to be a stud,
yeah, Jose
dude.
Fernandez.
I've got 3 or 4. I've got 3 or 4. Marcus stole one of mine, but Tony Conigliaro, youngest guy to ever hit 100 home runs when he did so, I think would have been probably one of these 400 or 500 home run guys until he was hit by the pitch. Never really the same. I've got an interesting one for you. How about Lyman Bostic, the Angel outfielder who was murdered? I think in 77 or 78. I don't know what year it was.
78.
78, thank you. Let me think. This is actually a very personal story to me because our family was friends with him. But Rick Ankiel.
Wild thing.
I mean, when Rick Ankiel pitched for the Cardinals, he was filthy in 2000. It looked like he'd be the next great lefty, and then he couldn't throw the ball to the catcher. I mean, the weirdest thing I've ever seen. And then came back 6-7 years later. In fact, we went to a game in 2008, I think it was, and Ankiel walked off the Cubs. And we were wearing Ankiel shirts. I brought an Ankiel sign. It was crazy. And Cardinals Cup game, so have to do in front of the Cub fans, right?
Right.
I mean, and I mean, it's crazy how even as time flies, you wonder how things change. You wonder whether the good Lord just keeps everybody healthy. You know, what if Don Manley or Dale Murphy stayed healthy? Those guys probably end up in the Hall of Fame, and I mean, maybe they do, and maybe they do anyway. But we'll see.
Hey,
All
Dylan,
right.
I'm gonna have to jet out of here. Sorry.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up, boys.
All right,
Good
okay.
Jet,
So
guys.
for Jason, Adam, Markets, and Big Rich, this is Big D signing off on Fan Chat. I was almost going to say Fat Chat in the Diamond. Fans Chat in the Diamond. Tune in tomorrow for Open Sports Mic, Adam and Rich's show, and I think Marcus got about 150 shows coming out this week. We need to do an NFL, a Drive to the Top production mock draft soon, guys.
I only have 2 shows this week. And for those who are
That's it.
just tuning in, we are the Misfit Managers right here on Fans of the Diamond.
All right.